Hey guys, Jeff here from Films at Home. What's going on? We're going to do another 4K review today. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. Today we're checking out Blade Runner 2049. Just got this in from Warner Brothers as a review copy, and I did see this in theaters, and so I'm going to keep it spoiler free. I don't want to give any spoilers about the movie, but I'll cover the movie quickly, let you know what I thought about it, and then I'll go over the 4K picture quality. I'll let you know how the Dolby Atmos audio track is, and I'll cover the entire release, special features, packaging, all that good stuff. So the movie itself, like I said, I saw this in theaters. I went and saw this in IMAX. I wanted the full experience. And I have seen the first Blade Runner. I really enjoyed it. And this really carries on the tradition of Blade Runner. It's not your typical blockbuster. I think everyone kind of expected a big, huge summer blockbuster type movie. But with the director who's behind this, Denis Villeneuve, who's done Sicario, Prisoners, Arrival. You know, he does these really great science fiction and kind of psychological thriller type of movies, and he was the perfect choice for Blade Runner. It fits right into his wheelhouse. But the thing is, he doesn't really aim to ever appeal to a mass audience. Like, obviously people loved Arrival, but it didn't kill at the box office. I love Prisoners. I think it's one of the best movies that's been made in a long time. It didn't kill at the box office. So he doesn't kill it at the box office at all, but he makes the movie that he wants to make, and he always makes great movies. I don't think he's had a single miss yet in his career, and Blade Runner 2049 is by no means a miss. I thought Harrison Ford was really great in this. Ryan Gosling also very good. Jared Leto's a little bit underused, but based on how he played the Joker, maybe that's a good thing. He didn't really get a whole lot of screen time. He's kind of, he's right on the front cover. They really promoted him, but doesn't have a whole lot of time in the movie, nor does he play a really major role. It's really Gosling and Harrison Ford who play the biggest roles here. And then, the movie itself, it's long. You're going to have to really sit down, devote 3 hours to this, but it's so worth it. The cinematography is amazing. The soundtrack is great. The performances are great. I mean, overall, it's one of the best science fiction movies I've seen probably since Arrival, and it rivals things like Interstellar or, something of that quality. It's a great, great movie. I definitely recommend it, especially if you've seen the first one. This follows the same kind of storyline. It's in the same universe. So you're definitely going to want to check this one out. So for the movie itself, I highly recommend it. Now let's jump into the 4K video. So guys, I just finished watching this in 4K for the first time. And let me tell you, this is an incredible disc. I mean, there's the cinematography I talked about. The darker color scheme isn't an issue with HDR. All the shadow details, great. The black levels are amazing. I mean, this is a quality disc, and this isn't even a true 4K. The thing is, Blade Runner was shot at 3.4K, and so it's just below 4K. It's not truly a 4K title, but obviously the 4K disc here has been amazingly transferred onto the 4K. It is incredibly well done, and I can't talk about the video enough. Some of the more kind of interesting scenes with Harrison Ford towards the end, they're in basically a rundown version of Las Vegas, Las Vegas 2049 in the Blade Runner universe. And it's very orange tinge. It's red, orange. It almost looks like Mars does in a lot of movies. But the color on that and the detail is incredible, especially with the kind of different color scheme. That's one of my favorite scenes. There's a scene towards the end that almost takes place completely in the dark, in shadows. I remember in the theaters, even watching it in IMAX, kind of having a hard time making it out. And when I watched it here in 4K on my TV at home, I absolutely had no issues. The black levels were great. The HDR really contributed to that. And it's a real huge reason why 4K is so worth the upgrade over standard Blu-ray. So real quick on the audio, this has the Dolby Atmos track, which a lot of the 4K titles are coming with these days. So that's pretty standard for 4K, but this is especially well done. There's a lot of overhead effects. There's rain, there's ships flying overhead. There's a lot going on when they're in the city that, the overhead effects of Dolby Atmos really do a great job of handling. There's also a lot of subwoofer action. So I've got a nice 12-inch subwoofer from SVS Sound. If you haven't heard of them, I'll leave a link down in my description. That's where I get all my audio stuff from. And their stuff for home theater is incredible. But the subwoofer action on this is really great. It has a lot of really deep kind of synth tones to the soundtrack. and I just kept feeling the bass over and over and over again, which I really enjoy, a good hard bass line in any movie. It kind of gets your heart going, and it was really nice to see, you know, the subwoofer getting a little bit of a workout, because a lot of people kind of neglect that in their films. So onto the special features real quick. There's actually a ton on the Blu-ray disc here, all on the Blu-ray. There's no 4K features, unfortunately. But on the Blu-ray disc, there are a ton of features about familiarizing yourself with the Blade Runner universe. So all these kind of mini stories about the universe, what different things are. You know, if you haven't seen the original Blade Runner, maybe it's worth checking those out after you watch this, so you can get a better idea of how, you know, kind of things worked in the universe. Then there's also these great design quick shorts on here about the visionary kind of ideas behind the movie, which is really interesting considering how well done the cinematography and the set design is. And then there's also a couple prologues, which is really cool. So they're called 2022, 2036, and then 2048. The first one is an anime, and the other two are not, but it's pretty cool. It gives you a little bit of a backstory. Again, maybe if you haven't seen the original, those will help you out a little bit with the plot line here. One thing to note, because I know it will come up, unlike The Dark Knight or Dunkirk, those are really the only ones I can think of, most Nolan movies, but the IMAX scenes do not transfer over to the 4K here. So you're gonna have the black bars on top and bottom of your screen no matter what. You're not gonna get the full screen experience with the IMAX scenes, which is a little bit of a disappointment, because, you know, in theaters, I did see it in IMAX and they are incredible. I mean, if you get a chance to watch this movie in IMAX and you love it, that's really the only way it should be seen, is in a proper IMAX theater, because it was an amazing experience. Unfortunately, that doesn't translate over here, but overall, I can't knock it too much. It's a really, really great disc from Warner Brothers. They've done great work with this and and the last couple of months have been really, really good for them, which is great for collectors and great for early adopters of this 4K format, to see a studio really laying it all out there for us and putting out these great releases. So guys, that's about it for Blade Runner 2049. That's the 4K review. Let me know what version you're going to pick up. There's a lot of different types of Blu-rays and 4Ks you can get out there, different packaging options. So let me know down in the comments what you guys are thinking about getting. But I do recommend it as a day one purchase. I'd give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. It's a great disc, great movie. You really can't go wrong if you pick it up on day one. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you like this video, always make sure to leave a like. That helps me out. I love the likes. Also, feel free to leave me a comment. I'll try to get back to all of them as soon as I can. And remember to subscribe. There'll be a subscription button up here at the end of the video. You click on that, you subscribe. It's very easy. We're already almost at 600, so we just passed 500 at the end of the year, and now we're already looking to get to 600, which is amazing. I appreciate the support. It's been really great. And if you haven't found me on Instagram yet, we're almost at 10,000 followers there, where I posted a picture of Blade Runner a couple days ago, so you kind of get early sneak peeks at stuff if you follow me on Instagram. So I'll leave a link down in the description, but you can find me at films_at_home. So definitely find me on there, follow me, send me a message, say what's up. You know, I always get back to everybody. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Jeff here from Films at Home, signing off.